Hey guys, this is David with Home Service Direct, and today I wanted to take you through growing your tree service company through sales and systems that are scalable and easy to replicate. So we took what some of our larger clients have and then kind of dialed it down and made it easy to understand. So um, what a lot of our clients have done with being with us for a couple years is they've really grown their business through our system. And what they did is they just take their mindset out of just purchasing leads from a lead company, right? Like you might have dealt with other advertising companies or home advisor or anything else like that. But where we're different is we're able to grow and with you and become your complete marketing partner, so you don't have to worry about mailings or Facebook ads or Google ads or any of that other stuff. And you're able to really grow your business through an awesome marketing system. And that's what I've dialed in and put this together. But I also wanted to offer some more value. And so what today I wanted to take you through is just building your business through having systems of your own business and being able to scale with that, right? So if we take ourselves out of that mindset of that we're just purchasing leads, and we help our company by actually positioning it to grow, and being able to take what Home Service Direct has built. With this, we make your phone ring, and we deliver live phone calls with homeowners, looking for tree services and removals and all that. We take that and then we can kind of go over it in some numbers here, right? So if we take, let's say, if you're one of our smaller clients and you're doing about 2,500 monthly, which maybe let's say it's $50 per lead, and then that's 50 leads a month. And let's say your close ratio without an office manager or a person that answers the phone, let's say that's 50%, right? And this may look like your team right here, right? So this may be your company. You might be the CEO and the estimator and the office manager all wrapped into one, right? And then you're sitting there also as a CEO managing and being the crew manager. You might also be the estimator, so you might be, having to answer the phones as the office manager, and you might be doing the estimators, which in return, this is such a complicated system. Um, and this will really shortfall you because one, you might start our system or you might have been on our system for a while. But as you know, we're pretty sticklers with the missed calls, and that only means because we know that you're missing out on that money, and unfortunately, we have to charge for that, right? We don't like doing that. However, we know that it's super important because of these customers that are literally looking for a tree service company, right? And if you're busy being the office manager or the estimator and the CEO and the crew manager, you're not being able to answer that phone properly and then look like a company like this, right? So this is a much better structure where we have our CEO and our office manager, which could be just a pretty much an admin specialist, right? Which is also an office manager. So if you take yourself out of this position of being the CEO and the estimator and the office manager, and you really stack yourself properly with being the CEO, so you could focus on how to grow your company and being working on your company instead of in your company is the real position that you should be in as a CEO. All right, so what does an office manager do? All right, so take you over here. If you're going to transfer your entire business from being like paper trails, having that stuff all over your truck, or having that in an office or your house, and you take this over into the new digital customer relations management system that we provide, which is grabbing all of your customers and putting them in a portal. And this really is a proven winning system, right? And so what that is that's just taking, so when you have your calls coming in, and that's taking them into a system of, let's close this out real quick and take that down. All right, so if we have a customer calling in, and this is a prospecting lead, right? Super easy system to do, and you can obviously do this yourself if you have this system, but highly recommend that you build a system like this, and you set up your business model to be able to have an efficient, and I'll show you why in a second after I take you through the system, right? But let's say the office manager, let's say it's you, or you have an office manager and you're doing just nothing but paper trails, writing sticky notes all over your trucks and all of that stuff. Well, the customer relations management system is super easy. Obviously, you can do this on your app just like you can do this on your desktop. And if you have the office manager, highly recommend that they have a computer. They're answering the phone, and all they do is just sit there and input new customers all day into the input system, right? So let's say we just got a call from a number here. What we're going to do is we're just going to click that person, and we're going to schedule them an appointment, right? And let's say this is Janice, and Janice Thomas, right? And we're going to go in and create them. We can get their info, so we could grab their street address, 4979 Thompson Street. Okay, that's great. So we grab all their information, whatever city that they live in, and then we go ahead and then go ahead and save that. All right, so 1935 Thompson Street, right? So save that. And then we've got our Janice, and we'll just do Thomas, and then save that. All right. And then so now I'm going to create an opportunity, right? I'm going to do quote pipeline. I'm going to do new lead, and then I'm going to do open, and then I'm going to quote her, and we can leave this lead value open, right? So we may not know because we have our office manager, and we're just quoting this, and we can put that in there, and we can just do source. This came from Home Service Direct, right? So we add that in, and then when we go in and we go to our pipeline, okay, Janice, we'll go ahead and set you up with an appointment, and we can come into here, so we can do schedule. And we're going to put you in tomorrow. Let's do Friday. And how does 3 p.m. work, right? Okay, great. That works. All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule you in as an appointment, and work meeting location is your 1934. And you don't have to put it in here because it's already in, but we'll just do Thomas Street, whatever I called it, right? Save there. Okay, cool. So that literally is an entire office manager. So if you're taking your whole entire paper trail, and then all of a sudden you're utilizing this customer relation. So one, you're taking that person's information, inputting it into a system, and then scheduling that into a calendar, right? And so what that does is we come over to here to our opportunities, and now we can see we have a new lead. And we don't know the lead price, but let's say the estimator opens this up, right? So if we have a proven system like this versus CEO, estimator, office manager, now we have the office manager taking the information, and then it goes over to the estimator, puts it in the calendar, and says, hey, Janice Thomas at whatever street, and this is the person. All right, cool. So now estimator so-and-so comes in and says, I quoted this job for $1,500, and then updates that, right? Now that's automatically going to put that into the dashboard right here. And then now you're able to see all of the opportunities, the ones that are closed, the ones that are open, and the ones that you lost. This will calculate like your pipeline value. So the ones that you closed every single week, the ones that are still open and then haven't been closed, and you can change that to either closed or lost if you didn't close it. And then this is easy to calculate your conversion rate, which is super, super important to know your numbers. Therefore, you know your business. All right. So great system right here. And then we have we have our schedule. So we have our calendar here. And again, this is on the desktop, but if you do this in the app, it's all same exact capabilities, right? So now we have all of our estimates, and we have our locations, and what this office manager can do for you. So this office manager highly recommend, whether you call them an office manager, this person's more likely than a $12 to $15 an hour. So what happens with a lot of smaller companies is they position themselves as, I want to be the one answering the phone because I'm purchasing leads, right? Well, what this really positions you for is it creates so many issues when you want to be the CEO or the crew manager or the estimator because you're a killer salesman, right? This person's entire responsibilities is just answering the inbound calls and building those relationships with those new leads that are coming in, right? Then receiving these email leads and following up to schedule any estimates. So if you're getting the email leads and those get texted, you can also follow up with them. Then they manage and schedule all your tree service estimates across all your service areas, right? They perform any kind of clerical and administrative duties in order to drive your company to more success with our lead systems, right? And then they develop and implement any kind of organized filing systems, right? Which is, a lot of this is just putting this in organizing the estimates and helping with any kind of clerical things. And then what you also could do is using Home Services Direct's platform, which we have right here, you can to follow up with happy customers at a later time after they're completed, and you can ask for reviews, right? And I show you how to do that in the app, and that's super, super powerful, right? Well, if you take yourself out of this mindset of, oh, this is how I have my structured company, and how you put yourself in this type of mindset of, oh, I need to be the CEO to work on my business, and then I'm going to hire an admin or office manager, whatever it is, and then you schedule you have your estimator. What this really, really does for you, and we take whatever this office manager does, right? And we have our office manager and then having the estimator, whether that's you as the estimator still and you want to keep that structure until you find a really good estimator, that's great as well. But what that really does is if you focus, let's say you're spending $2,500 and that gets you 50 leads, right? And your close ratio without an office manager, because again, you're causing issues by not being able to answer your phone, you might be losing out on leads, you might be distracted, whatever it is, let's say that just gets you a nice 50%, right? Well, a lot of our bigger clients that do have these scalable systems, they're able to get larger close ratios, upwards of 70 to 80 to 90%, right? And that's because they just have a great system and structure in play. And again, if you're a large, if you're a smaller client of ours, and this is a system that you want to build, this is the great scalable system. If you're a larger client and you already have something like this, I'm going to show you at a later time of what you can grow into. Okay, so now we have, let's say at 50%, we're getting 25 new customers a month. And let's say our average job is 1,500. Well, that equals about 37,500 monthly in revenue, right? Okay, so that's a decent income. But let's say you want to grow, and instead of is David, do I do direct mail? Should I hit up David, like feed me a ton more leads? Or what do I focus on from here? Well, if you focus on building a nice replicable system and having the office manager and the estimators and then larger crews, as you're growing, we're able to feed you leads no problem, right? Well, let's say we get that office manager and that's $12 to $15 an hour. And let's say they're mostly, a little bit more than part-time because they need to be able to, work there and answer the phones. Let's just call it $2,000 a month, right? Well, if we position ourselves with an office manager that's able to answer every single call, get back to every single lead, right? They're managing, scheduling tree service estimates. They're doing it across the proper service area. So if you're far in the right side of Austin or the left side of Austin, you got that estimator running in and processing. That way, they're not driving an hour across town. They're scheduling everything properly. And that way, you're just showing up on time. And that, having an office manager and properly scheduling, let's say that your close ratio now with an office manager goes up to 80%. So just by having an office manager and a proper estimator and setting yourself up, that all of a sudden goes into, let's see, so we got our close ratio. And let's see, I messed up here. So we have our close ratio. That shouldn't be there. So we'll just bring that out, right? Let's say our close ratio is now 80%, right? And then all of a sudden we are closing 40 new customers just by upgrading our systems and sales systems. Now we have 40 new customers a month, and we keep that same $1,500 per customer. That all of a sudden gets us $60,000 monthly revenue just by upgrading from going from this system to this system, right? And that just, effectively allows you to grow with our lead system and really scale your business into something like this, right? This is what something of our larger companies look like, where they have a CEO, an office manager, two estimators, and four crews, right? Something like that. And then maybe you have an arborist on, right? And to take you out of the mindset of you need to be the one answering the phone, if you are answering the phone, if you do have someone answering the phone, this is how super simple it is. To be able to have that 80%, 90% close ratio is actually much easier than you think. It's an office manager answers, "Hello, this is Bob's Tree Service. How can I help you?" Well, the customer tells you their tree service needs, obviously. "Sure, we can help you out with that. Let me get one of my tree service estimators to you as soon as possible. What's your address?" The customer says, "Here's my address." "Okay, great. Let me look at my calendar and I will schedule you in our calendar. Does Thursday work at 3 p.m.? That person comes over here. They do their calendar. Yeah, that'll work. Or, "No, I'm not available till 4 p.m. Okay, sure, no problem. We'll schedule in. This is the time. This is everything. We don't know the price yet. The estimator's going to go out and they'll be there and see you Thursday." Great. Sure, that works. We'll see you Thursday, right? So that's an easier call, and that's probably 80% of the calls that we're delivering to you. And the same with the email leads, right? Most people are just looking for a tree removal, tree trimmings, tree prunings, stuff like that, right? That's actually how easy it is in the system. And that way, if you have this person answering the phone, you can have your estimator be dialed in through the app, as well as you can sit there and know that this system is going to give you an 80% close ratio. And taking that from 50% to 80% is going to just upgrade your monthly revenue all of a sudden from that, right? Let's say the customer has some more questions, right? Well, we have our lead systems that we sit there and record every single call. So you can know this person that you're hiring is going to do a good job. And if they, have some questions that they can't answer, or the caller is calling for a service that you don't provide, every one of those calls, again, if this office manager is just picking up every single call, therefore, this is what it would look like, right? "Hey, can you do tree planting or tree brush removal or stump removal? Or can you get a cat out of a tree?" "Sorry, we do not provide service. We do not provide that service." All of a sudden, Home Service Direct takes off that lead and you never get charged for it, right? So you don't have to worry about your office manager messing up. Home Service, your office managers answering all of those calls. Home Service Direct takes off that lead. Or, "I have a question about arborist work." Okay, we either don't provide that service, or, "Sure, I can have an arborist call you back. Let me contact him and pass over your information," right? That's how easy this whole process and setup is. And then when you're able to scale through this system, and being able to record all of your calls, that obviously upgrades everything in your system. You're no longer doing the paper trail. You're recording everything. When you record everything throughout the year, let's say slow season comes up, and this is the winter time, right? So customers for 2021, let's say you close these 40 new customers and you have this 80% close ratio. That's about 480, right? Customers a year. Let's say through Home Services Direct system, we have all of our customers that we closed. We know everybody that is a customer, right? So we have all of our customers in here, and Home Service Direct says, you call me and David and say, "Hey, I would like to get some more customers for the winter." Well, what we can do, because we have our scalable system through our customer relations manager system, which each one of you has, what we do is we can go in and send all of these customers a discount code, right? and saying, hey, you worked with us before, just reminding you this is like Bob's Tree Service. Just seeing if you need any tree service needs, whether it be tree removals or tree trimmings. We're offering a 15% discount for the winter time, right? And let's say that accumulates. We do this all for free for you, but let's say that accumulates to about 10%, right? Only 10% customers respond and say, yes, I actually do need this, right? So let's say that's 48 customers, and maybe they only needed some tree removals or tree trimmings, and let's say that's about $1,000 per average customer, right? That's still an extra 48,000 revenue a month just from recording all of your customers and then going ahead and contacting them. One, we want to contact them immediately when a job is done to get customer reviews, and two, we want to contact them in the wintertime when we're slow and Home Service Direct can't deliver as many leads to you, but you still want to keep your crews busy, you want to keep everything going. Well, we recontact them and keep that relationship alive, because again, you are buying customers from us. So whatever you do with this customer after you purchase it from us, that's up to you. You're buying it. That's forever your customer, right? And if you keep that relationship alive and then ask them for more money, because it's a lot easier to get money from a person who's already purchased from you versus getting money from a new person that's never purchased, right? So let's say during the November, December, January slower months, you do that 3 times in a row, or we do that a couple of times in the month, and that's 3 months extra in a row, 144,000 just by closing and keeping that relationship alive and contacting these customers at a later point. So uh, this is the goal, and some of our clients are a lot larger than this, but to take you from this to this is your scalable system right here with your office manager's guides. And this is everything that it is super, super easy and scalable to do this. And if you have the mindset right here, you will stay at this. But if you have the mindset to grow, here is your scalable system. And I hope this helps you guys. If you have any further questions, be able to contact us, as well as all of these sheets and guides I will leave below in this review. Hope this helps, and looking forward to scaling with you guys.